Hi everybody, welcome to the 139th edition of John News. I'm John Wortman, and this is my annual back to school episode of John News. With me today is Rodney Trice. Dr. Trice is the superintendent of Chapel Hill Corborough City Schools.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So how has your first year of superintendent been?
Well, I tell you what, John, I've learned a lot during my first year as superintendent, but overall it's been great.
That's great. I know you know a lot about technology in schools, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. How does technology benefit or detract from student learning?
The benefits is that it can personalize learning for students, which is great because it kind of meets students where they are and kind of enhance their learning. But we also know a lot about technology now that kind of detracts from student learning, creating distractions in the classroom or even at home during homework time.
Okay, so here's my big question. How does AI affect learning now and in the future?
It's a good bit of impact AI, I think, is having on learning. It can be seen as an enhancement. I know some students who, they're going through their calculus problems and they might ask AI, give me 5 additional math problems that I could use to practice on. That's a good use of AI. But sometimes, students or others may use AI to write their projects, which is not a great use for AI.
So in general, would you say AI in schools is overall a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a great question. I think the jury is still out on, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing overall. What we do know is that AI, just like any other piece of technology, can be used effectively as a tool, but if we don't use it correctly, it can have very serious consequences. So John, you asked me a great question. Now I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
So with respect to AI, it's been around for maybe a year, a little bit longer than a year. Do you use AI in school when you do your schoolwork?
I do use AI. I think I try to do schoolwork good without using AI to help me. But sometimes if I'm stuck on something, I might say, explain how to do this or give me some examples of how to do this.
That's very interesting. So when you're at school, are you familiar with students who may use AI inappropriately in school or at home?
I think, I think there's a lot of students who just, if they don't know the answer to something, they immediately just go to AI and say, how do you do this? But yeah, that's not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that's the trick that we have, or the challenge that we have as educators. The technology is there to be used, but how do we effectively teach students and our teachers, quite frankly, how to use AI in a way that is healthy and supports learning in a more positive direction? Absolutely.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell my viewers?
Well, I think it's important as educators that we don't take a one-size-fits-all approach to technology, including AI. We have a responsibility to our students and teachers to continue to walk this path on how best to use these technologies to enhance learning, to personalize learning, but not use it to kind of cheat our way through school. I think that's going to be important.
Well, this has been a really good and thoughtful interview.
Well, thank you for having me, and you're welcome back anytime.
Well, great. Thanks for being on John News.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And that's the good news. Until next time, this is John Wortman signing off from John News. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button. So long, everybody. Bye.